What's up, everyone? I'll eventually come up with a new catchphrase. That is, if people actually watch this video. But who knows what'll happen. So I think I've got an interesting hypothesis, but I need some other people's help to verify it or disregard it. So if you look at this meme with Psyduck, we can see that Cloud9 is an extremely powerful ability, at least in the overworld sense, somehow negating the effects of both Desolate Land and Primordial Sea. Keep in mind, this is Psyduck we're talking about. Negating the effects of basically the gods of weather in Pokemon. Gods have their abilities negated by some random Pokemon. On the hierarchy, I figured they'd be the lowest of the low. Or are they? Let's consider who has the Cloud9 ability, and interestingly enough, Psyduck and Golduck are the only two Pokemon, at least for now, who have it as a regular ability. I'll update this when Jenny comes out, so at least I think so. What's interesting to note is that Psyduck and Golduck are the only water-type Pokemon to have the ability, and all the others have a normal typing, at least once in their evolutionary line. So the others to have it are Drampa, Swablu, and Altaria, Lickitung, and Lickilicky. Since Altaria is supposed to be like a cloud, you'd figure it'd have Cloud9 as its regular ability. Well, no, it has Natural Cure. It makes sense, but it's literally based off a cloud, so I wonder why. You know what? It's extremely unique in other aspects anyway. So let's consider Drampa. It's part of both the monster and dragon egg groups. You know who's in the monster egg group? Lickitung and Lickilicky. And the dragon side, we have Swablu and Altaria. Egg groups are important to discuss because this means that the DNA is compatible enough that the Pokemon can breed with each other. Judging from Drampa's unique egg grouping, it's very likely that it was the Pokemon who originally had Cloud9. And through actual evolution over time, the only other two Pokemon evolutionary lines who were able to acquire it were Lickitungs and Swablus. And we can explain how it became a hidden ability, as over time, the ability might have been more and more useless to it. So much so that the other abilities took over as the dominant alleles. But genetically, the allele was still there, just not as prominent. And that there was still a select few who did retain its ability, and they could still pass it down. This would kind of explain why it's not a 100% chance to pass it down, and that only the female can do it. But it's not a 100% argument there either. Given this, we can argue that Cloud9 evolutionarily was either the first origin ability, Drampa. If we consider Earth in the beginning, this would make sense, as winning the weather war with nature would be key to survival, because weather was really crazy back then. This, however, baffles me when it comes to Psyduck. If we ask how Drampa even acquired said ability, have you noticed how Airlock is the exact same ability with a different name? What if there was a time where Rayquaza did teach or breed with Drampa to give them the ability to negate weather effects, and somehow the only two other Pokemon that were genetically viable to receive it were Lickitung and its evolutionary line, and Swablu's evolutionary line? After all, both Rayquaza and Drampa are part dragon, and there are cases of legendary Pokemon breeding. Considering that neither Drampa, Lickitung, nor Lickilicky, nor Swablu, nor Altaria have access to ancient power, we can assume that this would be a relatively recent development on a evolutionary timescale. But then we come to Psyduck. What the I don't even have a good answer to this. Maybe it's the potential of its psychic abilities, but it's water, so you'd think it did like the rain. Because, right, it's not even its hidden ability. It's one of the two abilities you could come across, which means this is a feat that has served Psyduck successful for generations. Maybe it's an effect of what happens because of its constant headaches. You know, I don't really have a good answer to this. I get everything else, but freaking Psyduck and Golduck. I mean, the other ability is damp, which would suggest that the air around them is always more damp, hence the prevention of self-destructive moves. So it suggests control over water molecules, but then no other Pokemon have this ability combination. Yeah, I really don't have an answer. This is kind of why I made the video, because I need one. So, anyways, let me know if you made it to the end. Subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. Dislike it if you think it's crap. Comment on whether you agree, disagree as well. This is a conversation, right? I need to understand this. Well, yeah, that's everything for now. Later days.